Well, good morning. It's February 22nd, and we're back in an orchard that we call Moultrie North. You may recall several videos back several weeks and months ago, we shot a video series here, and it was focused on cone harvest. And we'll have some of the same people here with us today. Hogan Robinson, our lead seed orchard technicians here, and we'll look at a few differences in the process between then and now. But today I'm joined by Preston Mobley, owner and chief strategy officer for IFCO Seedlings. And Preston, thanks for taking time this morning to capture some thoughts with us. We want to talk about CMP, control mass pollination. You can see behind us a lot of bags and lifts, so there's a lot of activity going on. And would you take a minute, maybe talk about the planning process that we as a company go through to make all this happen?
Yeah, so during our CMP planning process, the sales team, myself, and our IFGNS team, Dr. Graham Ford, Nick Muir, Jake Rogers, Doug Sharp, kind of everybody in the company, we get together and we formulate a plan based off of what our clients want, as well as, you know, trying to create the highest genetic gain crosses we can with what we have available in our orchards today. And we kind of do this based, we'll do it in December, and then we'll do it again in January, and then when the flowers start flowering, it all changes again. But we do our best to kind of have a plan going in, a plan of action, and a way to get the job done, because when you're spread out across 5 different seed orchards in 4 different states, it gets a little tough.
It does get tough. So we think about it like a war room, if you will. So we get in there and hash out ideas and talk about strategy, and we share from the sales team the vision that we have based on our client conversations. Yeah. We share that with Graham and his team, and they think, you know, operationally what's feasible, what's within our orchards that would be a good fit to make those crosses. And obviously we run that by Preston and his father Patrick, the owners, and make sure that it fits the goals within the company. And so it's not an easy process, but it's a rewarding process, and you're looking at some of the fulfillment of those ideas and strategies being put together. And you'll see a lot of hard work has gone into getting everything staged and ready and implemented out here yeah, within the orchard.
Absolutely.
So
we rely heavily on the IFGNS staff,
yes,
or solely on the IFGNS staff to get that done. We got a great group of technicians,
absolutely,
a great director and Dr. Graham Ford, just all around a great program that helps with our CMP and cone harvest, as well as managing these orchards year round.
Yeah. That was going to be my next kind of thought or comment, because IFGNS has really grown leaps and bounds over the past 5 to 7 years. And a lot of it's been related to, well, seed orchard management, but the CMP program. Our CMP program has grown consistently year after year after year. We're seeing a much higher adoption rate of CMP in the market, which is encouraging. As we have conversations with clients, they really want to know kind of what we're doing and why we're doing it. So, Preston, any other thoughts on maybe IFGNS and CMP and maybe the significance to our customers as a whole?
You know, since 2016, IFGNS has just taken off. We've purchased orchards, we've cut down orchards and restarted. I mean, just it's been an amazing ride to be a part of, as much as IFGNS has grown and what has been undertaken by that staff. And as far as CMP goes, the video we're talking about, CMP is a huge operation that IFGNS takes on every year. And it's not easy, it's very difficult, but we do that for our clients. CMP has the proven highest genetic gain operationally out of anything you can buy on the open market. It's an investment not only on our part for our clients, but also it's an investment for the client to have the proven returns, you know, when the timber's taken to harvest. So yes, it's a big operation, but we're happy to do it for our clients of IFCO Seedlings.
That's a good point. So what we're going to do is transition towards Hogan. We're actually going to get in a lift, and we're going to look at some monitoring plots. We're going to look at stages of flower development. We're going to look at the bagging process, and then talk about how that transitions forward. So Preston, man, I appreciate your time. Thank you for all the commitment that you and your dad have put into this business and trying to bring this additional value to our clients. Thank you so much. All right, so we just finished up a conversation with Preston, and we were talking about the planning process and the significance of strategy and planning as it relates to what actually happens out in the field. And so now I'm joined by Hogan Robinson. Again, y'all may remember several videos back, we were in a lift together and we were talking about cone harvest, and Hogan was showing us different conelets, different stages, and one crop year to the next. Well, now we're obviously looking at something totally different. And so Hogan was going to share with us some of the planning that he and his team undergo to get prepared for our CMP bagging season. What are some of the things you guys do, Hogan?
Right. Well, like Preston was talking about, in the war room, y'all come up with a plan, and we're actually doing the same thing out in the field too. We're getting supplies ready, getting wires, bags round up, zip ties ordered, pollen guns made, regulators ordered, and so it's about a 4 to 6 month long process getting all that together each year to be prepared for each CMP year, each program. So.
And we talked about tools of the trade in the previous video.
Right.
This just happens to be a different tool set or toolbox that you actually
Right.
step into and work within. All right, so we wanted to get in a lift for the purpose of looking at bags that have been placed, but in particular, we want to look at flower development, look at stages of the flowers. So why is that important?
Well, each family that we breed on, each cross that we make, performs differently throughout the program, throughout the season, and so it's very important to make sure that we're monitoring flower development to make sure that, one, we're putting the bags on at the right time, two, to make sure that we're pollinating at the right time, because we want to maximize get the most yield out of this ramette tree, or each cone, and so flower monitoring is very important, because without that you're really not doing much good. So.
Well, we talk about efficiencies within all of our divisions, within all of our programs, and obviously this is a critical point to have the highest seed conversion we can here in the orchard, but also carrying it from the seed yield into the nurseries to our to max production there too. So, all right, so periodically you and your guys will come out to a ramette that's been bagged, and what are we going to do here?
So twice a day, every day, we come out and we check bags at random per cross, and I'll just come in here. I'll clip the zip tie off, and I'll take this bag off, and I'll look in here and I'll monitor the flowers, and I'll see how far they've developed.
So where in particular are we looking, Hogan?
So we're going to look right here at the top.
Yep.
Here's the set of flowers right here.
Yep.
Here's another set of flowers right here, and here's another set of flowers back here.
Yes.
And so what I'm doing is I'm watching the development of these flowers every day, just making sure that nothing's getting behind us, or and seeing kind of foresight of what's to come here in the next few days. And so it's very important to check each day on what we're doing.
Okay. Because if we're too early in our pollinations or too late in our pollinations, we'll miss our main targets, right?
That's right.
So there's an optimal window for us to do these activities. So it takes continuous, repetitive monitoring. You're reporting back to your team, and y'all are making a plan. We have a broad plan, and now we're making a more strategic plan day by day. Like this morning, you and Dr. Ford were walking through the orchard. When I showed up, y'all were looking at catkin development. You're looking at the moisture content. You're looking at flower stages, and all that every single day begins to develop a plan and modify so y'all can react.
Yep,
is that correct?
Day. That's right.
Yep,
each day.
So as we think about maybe next steps in the process, so this process is ongoing, looking at flower monitoring. So what's next?
So what'll be next is we'll get ready to start pollinating. Once the bags get up, each day we'll continue to monitor the bags, and when the flowers reach the optimum time to be pollinated, we'll come in and we'll pollinate. During that time, we'll also be picking some pollen and such for next year, and monitoring pollen stage.
That's perfect. And so that would really be kind of part 2 of this video series, where we start to look at pollen collection, drying pollen, thinking about actually getting the pollination work done, which based on the stages of the flowers you just saw here, how far away do you think we are?
We're a good 3 or 4 days out.
3 or 4 days out.
Right
Okay. So I can do some other work in between shooting another video. All right, good. That's what I need, a little more time. So Hogan, man, thank you for your time. Appreciate the work that you and all the guys are doing this time of year to bring us and our clients some really high-end material. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, hey Grant, thanks for taking a few minutes with us to kind of close this video out. We spent time in the lift, and we looked at bagging and quality assurance, and we talked about the preparation process to not only build a plan, but to get it executed on the ground. So big question is, what does it take to build and sustain a genetics program?
It just comes down to the team you have, Ben, and we've got a great team within International Forest Genetics and Seed Company here at IFCO. I feel honored to direct the team at large. You've talked about some of the planning that takes place now. With the rubber really meets the road to get that done in a high quality manner. and again, it's a company-wide view as well. It's not just IFGNS, but everyone has ownership and involvement in the process, and I think that's what makes it a good product on the end. And we've got really good people on the team to get it done, like Hogan and our other guys that are not here, but at all of our other numerous locations.
Yeah, it takes everybody being fully engaged, having ownership in their responsibility set, and then doing it with excellence.
That's right. And we've seen the orchards today and the work again to kind of scale up. But on the front end of that, what precedes this, and we've seen this in some of our other ventures and videos, is the research team and all that very skilled professional work that it takes to produce the data that we use to drive the results that we use to make final decisions here.
That's right. So next week we're going to look at pollen collection. We're actually going to look at pollination. That's the deal. That's what we're here to do, is to make the very best crosses we can, bring those to you as a client, and we get excited about that. It's a really enjoyable part of what we do. So as always, we thank you for your time. We hope today was insightful and brought you kind of behind the scenes of how we operate. And again, thank you for your time, and thank you for watching IFCO Edge.